Hey y'all, what's the word, man? It's your boy Glizzy the Gremlin. I'm back with another one. Back with another video as I told y'all, I showed y'all. Yes, sir. I'm gonna run y'all through this little introduction and then a video of crime in the city of New York. And this happened this week. If I ain't mistaken, this week or last week. Could have been last week. Probably this week. We gonna see. But before I start this video, I need everybody to like, comment, subscribe, man. This Fox 5 crime. Let's see what they talking about.
Plus, a toddler is taken in a carjacking. And
they feel fear for their lives.
A deadly stabbing outside a bodega fuels demand for panic buttons. Right now, Fox 5's Crime in the City. For our first story this week, we begin in Harlem. That's where a man was fatally stabbed, marking the latest in a string of deadly incidents at New York City bodegas.
Police are on the hunt for the suspects in this case after a man is stabbed to death in a Harlem convenience store. Fox 5's Richard Jacobus is live at the scene right now and has the latest on this. Richard.
Arthur, bodegas appear to be a magnet for people seeking trouble. That's the message tonight from the organization that aims to protect these bodegas. This latest incident, like you mentioned, is proving to be deadly. After that man gets into a fight with another man, fists start flying, and then one pulls out a knife, stabbing him multiple times in the back, which leads to his death. We have exclusive surveillance video tonight from the 8th Avenue food convenience store at the corner of 142nd Street in Harlem at just after 5 this morning, when you see two men talking outside of the store. But after a minute goes by, another man approaches, then a fourth guy, and the exchange appears to get heated. Then a punch, and another punch. One guy drops his drink and falls down. He gets back up, and the fight now spills onto 8th Avenue. It's 2 against 1 at this point, with the guy who was punched at first now pinned to the ground. Watch this other guy come and pull out what appears to be a knife. We're going to stop the video here. Police say that victim, a 33-year-old man, was transported to New York City Health and Hospitals Harlem with multiple stab wounds to his back. He did not survive, and now cops are searching for the person who went on this stabbing spree. In the meantime, workers at this bodega are shaken up, and calls are growing for faster response times from police by installing panic buttons at every bodega across the 5 boroughs.
Fear.
On Adapted Mind Reading, stories are designed to build vocabulary and comprehension. There are hundreds of stories to choose from, and all
Fear. The feeling is fear. Not knowing who's the next guy coming in that door. Who's gonna open that door and kill you, or kill someone inside the bodega? Take the life of someone when you're helpless and you can't do anything. You know, that's what they feel. They feel fear for their lives and for the lives of their community, of the people that live in their community.
Mateo says he needs $5 million from the governor to install those panic buttons. Some bodegas already have them. He says they have proven to work, but he needs more. Right now, police say they're still investigating this incident, still searching for that suspect or suspects. If you saw something or know anything about what happened here this morning, call Crime Stoppers, 800-577-TIPS.
We now head to the Pelham Bay section of the Bronx, where an NYPD officer shot a man who was threatening his mother at knife point inside an apartment.
Tracking breaking news this morning, a shocking police-involved shooting up in the Bronx.
That's right. A mother was held at knife point by her son inside an apartment. Let's get right to Good Day's Robert Moses. He is at that scene with the very latest from Pelham Bay section of the Bronx. Robert, good morning.
So Shani and Dan, good morning to you. All is quiet here this morning, but that certainly was not the case late last night. We're talking about something that sounds like the scene out of a horror film. Were it not for the intervention of these two uniformed NYPD officers, there's a very good chance that this 61-year-old woman could have been severely injured or even killed at the hands of her 34-year-old son. Police say a security guard who works for this apartment building on Mulford Avenue called 911 late last night, right around 11:20. The guard reported that a man had a knife and was trying to harm himself, and the guard said that there could be screaming heard coming from an apartment inside the building. An officer and sergeant in uniform responded responded. A family member let them into that apartment. At a press conference early this morning, Chief Philip Rivera described what those officers found.
The male had his left arm around his mother's neck and a large kitchen knife in his right hand. Our officers engaged the male in dialogue in an attempt to de-escalate the situation. For over 2.5 minutes, our officers attempted to get the male to put the knife down and free his mother. As our officers were attempting this, the male made numerous threats to kill his mother, all while he was still holding her with his arm around her neck and holding the knife. Numerous times during this interaction, the male moved the knife towards his mother's neck. One officer discharged one round, striking the male and freeing the woman.
Luckily, this woman was not injured, which is nothing short of miraculous when you think of how tight these quarters are. Her son is now in critical condition at Jacoby Hospital. Although uninjured, we're told the officers were taken to a hospital for evaluation. That is standard procedure in cases like this. This is the second police-involved shooting of the week. You may remember that on Tuesday night, cops fatally shot an alleged car thief who nearly ran down an officer right near the Belt Parkway in East New York. Again, the breaking news here. Late last night here in the Bronx, police shot a man one time after he was holding his mother at knife point inside of an apartment building here on Mulford Avenue. Luckily, that mother is fine this morning. Her son is in critical condition.
Down in Times Square, police are searching for more suspects involved in the ambush of NYPD officers by alleged gang members of Los Diablos de la 42.
While a group of teenagers wanted in connection with an attack on NYPD officers in Times Square.
Police say the teenagers are part of a gang, some of them very young. Briella Tomasetti in Times Square this morning. What's going on?
Yeah, Rosanna and Kirk, good morning to both of you. So this gang is a Times Square gang known as Diablos de la 42. Essentially, it's a subset of the really dangerous Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, that police are always talking about, especially here in the city. 5 of those teens who attacked that pair of officers are now under arrest, but police are still looking for at least 3 more.
It's horrific enough to be a victim of a crime. But when someone openly assaults a police officer, you are attacking our symbol of safety, and it cannot be tolerated.
I do not like the way he talks.
If your child has suffered from depression, anxiety, or self-harm after heavy use of TikTok,
like the way dudes talk. They need to put somebody else in office. Not convincing. PD. My mama, the way that boy talk, I do not think that this is acceptable.
At around 7:30 last Friday, police officers were assigned to a foot post in the vicinity of 42nd Street and 8th Avenue. Surveillance video shows the moment 10 to 12 teens ambushed 3 victims in what Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch described as a Wolfpack-style robbery. A pair of officers can be seen running in their direction and trying to break it up. At that point, she says they were pelted with scooters, basketballs, and other makeshift weapons before the teens ran off. At least 5 of the suspects were listed in the NYPD's gang database and arrested the next day. All of them, according to Tisch, are repeat offenders and tied to citywide robbery patterns.
Make no mistake, this is not low-level crime. It's organized violence carried out by gang members that we've already taken off the streets for preying on New Yorkers. It's what happens when repeat offenders are allowed to cycle through arrest after arrest without meaningful accountability. It's what happens when there are no real consequences.
NYPD Crime Stoppers released this photo of the 3 additional teens they're looking for. One in a black hoodie, ripped jeans, and yellow sneakers. Another in a camouflage hoodie and jeans. And a third dressed in all black wearing a ski mask. The NYPD is also conducting an internal investigation after ICE agents showed up at a precinct where one of the suspects was being held, but they were turned away. Under New York City sanctuary laws, the department is barred from cooperating with ICE on civil immigration enforcement. Now, police believe that some of these teens were connected to a wave of robberies in Central Park last summer. They face serious charges now, including attempted felony assault, citing a riot and reckless endangerment. Neither cop, by the way, was seriously harmed. But Jessica Tisch, the police commissioner, says more charges could be on the way. And again, police still looking for 3 more suspects whose photos we just showed you.
Over in East New York, Brooklyn, police say a man stole a car with a young boy inside.
Also developing tonight, a 34-year-old man is facing kidnapping charges after police say he stole a car in Brooklyn with a 2-year-old boy inside. Surveillance video here capturing the moment it all happened. Police say it was around 10:30 this morning outside a deli in East New York. According to the family, the child's parent got out of the car to order food, and when they came back, the car was gone, and so was the little boy. Thankfully, he was found a short time later, taken to the hospital in stable condition. The parent told us they're just happy the kid is okay.
Back in the Bronx, we head to Yankee Stadium, where the NYPD are seeking multiple suspects who robbed a man of $12,500 at gunpoint.
And police in the Bronx are searching for 3 suspects they say robbed a man of more than $12,000 near Yankee Stadium.
It happened around 11 o'clock Friday morning. The victim was getting out of his car near Girard Avenue and East 157th Street when he was confronted by 3 men, one of whom pulled a gun while the others grabbed his bag. They fled the scene in a white Lexus along with $12,500 in cash.
And finally, we end in Lower Manhattan, where jury selection in Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex trafficking trial continued this week.
And it was day 3 of jury selection in the Sean Diddy Combs trial, and it looks like the process will continue for another day.
The judge had hoped to get the jury picked by today, but that did not happen. Opening statements are expected Monday. Fox 5's Michelle Ross spent the day in court. She joins us live from Lower Manhattan with more. Hi, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. They did that Monday. They definitely did that Monday. And Cassie, yeah, she done told it all. She spilled the beans. The jig is up. Nice try, Diddy. With all that damn Vaseline, you glistening and shit. You want motherfuckers to just be glistening and shit.
Hi there, Natasha and Steve. Now, the pool of qualified jurors has reached 45. So on Friday, attorneys will have an opportunity to strike any juror who they believe will not be able to serve impartially. Now, the judge wanted to be done today on Wednesday to give lawyers on both sides a chance to prepare for 2 days for opening statements on Monday. So even though they're not on time, they're not on schedule with jury selection, opening statements are still scheduled to begin on Monday. Now, part of the jury pool today, they said that they had seen video of Diddy assaulting Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel, but seeing the video isn't enough to disqualify them. Part of the group questioned today ranged in age from mid-20s to early 70s, and they were all asked if a family member or friend was a victim of sexual abuse. One prospective juror said he went to the same high school as Diddy and graduated, but it was 30 years apart. Now, prosecutors will get 6 strikes, and the defense will get 10. As far as witnesses, the prosecution said the first 2 will testify relatively quickly, and the third will take up the remainder of the week. So it'll be interesting to see who that person is, who that witness is. Now, there's also a moment of comic relief during questioning. One of the potential jurors was asked about where he worked. He said MDC Brooklyn, which is the jail, the prison that Diddy is being held. Now, this is obviously a conflict of interest, and he was almost immediately dismissed. But before he was dismissed, the judge had asked both lawyers if they had any questions for him. And Mark Ignifilo, who is the defense attorney for Diddy, jokingly said, "Yes, can we get extended visiting hours?" Now, this got a chuckle out of the courtroom, in which can be an often drawn out and, quite frankly, boring process. So on Friday, court will resume with the juror strikeout process, and then on Monday, we'll be opening statements.
That's this week's Crime in the City. Subscribe for more at youtube.com/.
Hey man, if y'all like these videos I'm dropping, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, man. And tell me what y'all think about this, man. This in New York. So I'm gonna just go ahead and name this New York Times, man. Don't copyright me. I know it ain't nothing. It's just the name. I ain't trying to be like y'all. It just, yeah, that's just what that is. But anyways, man, I'm gonna see y'all, man. I'm out, man. If y'all messing with a real gremlin, if y'all fellow gremlins, go ahead and hit that like button. Nigga, I'm out.